The Arc of Livingston, Wyoming provides programs and services to people with developmental disabilities in Livingston and Wyoming counties. Many of these consumers are employed within the agency but do not have driver's licenses. So how do they get to work every day?
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round.
There was a need to transport some of our consumers who lived further away from the area, and so the idea came to the board to utilize their own vehicles to go out and pick up these folks. Consumers who are coming into the workshop do pay a small amount of money, and that's another reason why we take such pride in what we do, because these are people who are paying for a service. They're our customers. Our consumers are our customers.
I get transported to Hilltop and then get on another bus and come here. And if you don't get your license, then you still have a way to get to work.
Providing transportation for so many consumers requires expert-level coordination, which is easily accomplished within the Transportation Center.
In the Transportation Center, we're now all under one roof. So we have two separate garages, one that we use for our large vehicles. We also have one set of 3 bays that we use for our small vehicles. In addition, we have an office area that houses our dispatchers. We also have a head mechanic's office and a maintenance clerk's office, and our training department. We have a large fleet of minivans, almost 70 minivans in the fleet, as well as a number of sedans. In addition, a lot of our residential facilities also have wheelchair vans that we use to transport our individuals.
With a large fleet of vehicles, it is inevitable that mechanical issues will arise. The transportation program has accounted for this eventuality with dedicated facilities and personnel.
We do about 95% of the maintenance in-house. The only types of maintenance we don't perform ourselves are major transmission work and body work. Other than that, we're able to handle all sorts of general mechanic work.
The vehicles go through a tighter inspection on account of we handle handicapped and disabled people. That's done through the DOT, Department of Transportation. To give you an example, you have to check all the safety devices. That's windows, buzzers, the doors, make sure they open properly, and they have a hold open device.
We recently just started a new program where we are offering our vehicle maintenance service to our employees. We're very proud of the maintenance that we do. We had the expertise, and we thought what a great service we could provide to the employees, but to offer them that service for their own vehicle at a very discounted rate.
Even after being fully inspected, a vehicle is still only as safe as the person behind the wheel.
All of our drivers are 19A certified. They have a CDL Class C license. In addition, we have 3 19A certified examiner trainers in-house, and we handle all of the training of our drivers and bus aides, as well as we use the agency training department to handle standard training such as first aid, CPR. So our drivers are more compliant than probably any driver in the area because we're compliant with so many different agencies within the state.
My driver training for this job was very intense. There's a lot of different things that we have to do that you don't do in normal driving. Stopping at railroad tracks, making sure when you go underneath the bridge the bus will fit, no right on red, and those types of things. The most surprising part of this job for me was the dedication of the consumers. It's really surprising that if the rest of the country was that dedicated towards their work, we wouldn't have any problems. Our
drivers have to be a diverse group. They have to be individuals with a lot of patience. They have to be very safe, and we're very proud of our safety record. Today we have our accident rate is 50% lower than it was 6 years ago. That's due to the efforts of our safety department and specifically our drivers. We live in Livingston, Wyoming County. From October to April, the weather tends not to be great. Our drivers are incredibly safe, and they take a great deal of care in transporting the special cargo that we transport, which is people. We couldn't do this with our drivers. Our department works because of the dedication of the drivers and because how much they care about the people that they're transporting.
This dedication has allowed the transportation program to branch out into providing services to many other organizations and communities.
The main service of the Transportation Department, we originally started to transport our own individuals into our own programs. So our Sheltered Workshop, our Day Have programs. And that was about 35 years ago. Since that time, we've grown tremendously. About 20 years ago, we started contracting with New York State. Today, we also do work for 12 area school districts, as well as a tremendous amount of work with Livingston County doing non-emergency medical transport.
I receive transportation to get back and forth to dialysis. The transportation with ARC is much more beneficial. We receive door-to-door service, which means that the bus driver comes to our door, puts us on the bus, takes us to dialysis, takes us into the dialysis unit. So it's like a full service.
Every day we transport around 600 folks. We perform approximately 1,200 one-way trips a day, and throughout the year we perform around 325,000 one-way stops. We cover not only all of Livingston, Wyoming counties, which is, again, our base for our own consumers. There's over 1,200 square miles to cover in that area. There's over 1,000 miles of roads in Wyoming County alone, another 1,300 miles of roads in Livingston County, and we cover all of that area. We actually have transportation contracts or services that cover 6 different counties.
The transportation program continues its drive for excellence while at the same time anticipating the future needs of passengers.
We've expanded a great deal over the last 5 years, and I see that expansion continuing specifically in the adult arena. Transport to healthy aging. We're an aging population, and that is one of the biggest needs that our senior population has, and that's part of our mission as somebody who's providing services to not only the developmentally disabled, but as well as the elderly, and that's where our expansion is taking place. I believe that the Transportation Department is an absolute necessity for the services that we provide at the ARC. Most of our consumers do not drive. The parents or guardians would not be able to get them to program, so without the Transportation Department, the services we provide just wouldn't happen because there'd be nobody there to receive them.
For more information about the ARC of Livingston, Wyoming's transportation program, contact John Prospero, Director of Transportation.